Hello and welcome to another video. I ordered the Lethal Gaming Gear LA-1. The mouse announced a while back by Lethal Gaming Gear that I've had my eyes set on ever since, but I just got it on a whim right now because the shape looks basically perfect for what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a more back hump mouse now. I know what I'm looking for in terms of shape. I'm not just blindly going at it now because I actually figured out what my preference is. I prefer back hump mice, just in general, but especially like stuff like the X1R. The only problem I had with the X1R was just the scroll wheel was just too far forward. It was just, I just had to stretch a little bit with my fingers to the point where it got a little bit uncomfortable. But the LA-1 looks basically perfect and looks very similar to the X1R. I mean, height is the same, length is the same. The only real difference are probably just the sides, like the sides of the mouse, and the scroll wheel placement is just further down, which is what I want. So it looks really good for that. But also, just Lethal Gaming Gear themselves are just a very well-respected company. So I'm hoping that this first batch turns out to be really good. However, I am taking a big risk by going for the first batch as well, because a lot of companies, especially nowadays, even like huge ones, are immune to even a decent amount of QC issues, but especially like Pulsar with their really bad first batches where there's so many QC issues, even on their new mice. So yeah, again, I'm taking a big risk, but I'm hoping it pays off. And also I got it like early, like this first batch, whatever you want to call it, because they don't have that much in stock. So I don't want to wait a while just to get like the same mouse. And, you know, I don't want to wait a while. And I don't even know when it'll be back in stock with like the next batch or anything like that. So, yeah. But also, just because the switches look really, really good, well, not look really, really good. I've had an experience with like the blue shell pink dot switches that they use, and yeah, they're great. I really like them. But also just the fact that they don't use opticals, which I prefer. I prefer just, you know, normal mechanical switches that feel really good. And I'm hoping they have a similar implementation to like the Sora or whatever, because these feel great. The original one, at least. The new one, not so much. It doesn't feel as good. But you might be wondering why I'm even moving on in the first place. Because I said I was going to be maining the Red Ninja Sora for a while. And the reason why, this has the same sensor skipping issue as the original Sora. It is less frequent, but it's still there. And especially in like CSGO, which is my primary game. So yeah, needless to say, these are unusable for me. Even if it is less frequent with that sensor skipping issue, it still does that where it like jitters back and forth for a second. I've already harped on this issue millions of times, but it's just because I'm so frustrated with this shit, man. And they said that they fixed the issue. They said that they completely fixed it. But on my copy, at least in like CSGO, which is, again, the primary game I play, no, it's not fixed. So, yeah. That's why I'm getting a new mouse in the first place. But also, this just doesn't have enough back hump support for me. As you can see, my palm is like floating a little bit. And I don't have like huge hands either. I just have like medium-sized hands. But the Death Adder is a little bit too big for me. This is my current main right now because, again, these two don't fucking work. But the Death Adder is a little bit too big for me, where I have to like heighten my thumb a little bit to get like a good grip with this. But at the same time, it just still makes it a little bit uncomfortable. And also just the scroll wheel is just a little bit too loose for me. But also just the build quality is just not amazing. But the sidewall flexing isn't that bad, if I'm going to be honest. It's not even something I notice in games, so that's just a very minor nitpick. It doesn't affect me in game at all, but yeah, the other two kind of do. So that's the reason why I'm just moving on. I'm just getting the LA-1. If it doesn't turn out to be good, if like the QC sucks, I'm just going to return it. Because, you know, I can do that. And I do that for a lot of mice. Because, yeah, I do get some QC issues with a lot of mice. So, yeah, or just mice that I'm just not, you know, comfortable with or whatever. But I'm hoping that this mouse is really good. And, yeah, that's basically it. And I will see you guys later. Goodbye.